Okay, all right. Greetings, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. This is your favorite dark-skinned chick, Rashida Strober, a.k.a. the world's first dark-skinned activist. And real quick, I just want to say I appreciate every single person that's taken time out of their night to listen in on the discussion that we about to have with a wonderful, phenomenal brother that started a movement to, praise dark skin and is on the road to bringing us to be back to where we need to be. I also want to say thank you, Glenn, for joining me and joining us on the line. I know you're there and you're listening. I appreciate your support and your love. And so if you guys have another thing, I'm tech challenged too. So I just wanted to say that up front. So if you got questions, if you would do me a favor, just message them to me in your inbox, or I might be able to figure out what to do here in terms of being able to navigate this this conference call thing. But anyway, I just want to get right into it. Okay, so we have a wonderful brother on the line. His name is Brother Putu, and he started, like I said, a wonderful movement called Stop That Bleaching campaign. And I'm right on board with it because it's all in sync with the praising and the upliftment of dark skin, okay? And this is something that black people, this issue has been swept under the rug for a long time. People have, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it openly and honestly. But this brother has created a movement, and the song is like phenomenal. Oh my God. Before we came on, I watched the video several times, and it has this wonderful beat to it, like this catchy beat that you guys are gonna love. So a lot of y'all done already went to the page, Stop That Bleaching, on Facebook. So make sure you go to that page, and you can download the song. You can download it tonight, and share it, and because it's just really phenomenal. So I'm gonna stop running my mouth right now, and I'm gonna let Brother Putu have the floor. And just give us some of your background. Tell us who you are. Tell us why did you start the Stop That Bleaching campaign. What is this all about?
Hey, peace, state, and blessings. I want to thank you so much, Ms. Rashida Strober, for organizing this platform, and thank you for all that you do in making the call for awareness in terms of dark skin people all over the world. And so first and foremost, indeed, definitely want to give thanks and praises to the Most High. I give thanks for this opportunity here, and as you rightfully said, I go by Brother Putu, which is short for Putuga Takwa Phenom. And, my roots hail from Liberia, West Africa. If you hear the name, each of those names, Putuga means, has meaning to it. Takwa has meaning to it. Phenom is more so the musical element, So these are names that I didn't always embrace. I've had them since birth. But as I got older, and kind of solidified and defined who it is that I am and what I wanted to do. I embraced that Africanness, that African essence, and it's wow. kind of also related to this whole dark-skinned topic we're talking about. There was once a time that I wasn't as bold. The stance was not as pronounced. To just be so proud, but that's just the tip of the iceberg there. But if you want me to continue and break certain things down in terms of my background,
please.
First, okay, sure, thank you. What they call first generation Liberian American. My family is from Liberia, West Africa. I spent a little time there when I was young, like toddler, and then I was born in the States, went back to Liberia, and came back to the States a little before the war. For those of you who know, there was a civil war in Liberia for a good amount of years, and so I grew up in the States, Maryland, Rhode Island, Delaware. I moved around a lot. But ever since I can always remember, I've had this consciousness in terms of feeling like I was going to be a part of a movement. You know, I was always keenly interested in, the Martin Luther King, the Malcolm X's, the Marcus Garveys, learning about the history. And then, I also had this fondness for music, So long story short, as I grew into my adulthood, I just found that my niche, I will make my mark by being, part of a movement or pushing a movement that would help to unify Black people in America, on the continent in Africa, around the world. And I would also use music as a medium, as a tool to get that message across to the people, to the masses. So generally speaking, that's in a nutshell. There's a lot more to that story, but we'll be here for,
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I heard you say that you didn't always embrace, your Blackness. And that's a story that a lot of Black people have gone through, that sort of rite of passage, I want to say, and especially in America, where Blackness is just something that's just people are against because of racism and white supremacy. So would you mind going into a little bit on how what happened? Like what was the transformation, the major thing, if you had to say one thing that just made you wake up and be like, you know what, I'm Black and I'm proud and I want to let the world know?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you for that. And what you and myself, we talked about it a little, on another conversation. Like, I like to look at dark skin or Black skin as a derivative or deriving from Africa, meaning that it represents a symbol of, Africanness. So me not being as proud of my dark skin, or it's more so like I wasn't always proud of that Africanness, that African element. And my story, as it relates to, the quote unquote traditional African American, meaning the individuals who their families been in America for generations. I'm the first generation in my family to be in America, so to grow up in America. So from my vantage point, I had it was kind of like in between, where my family will more so say that I'm American, not my family who's like, grew up on the continent, grew up in Liberia. They'll try to push me and say that you're Americanized, you're Americanized. Then amongst my peers, African Americans, they would tell me I'm African, or they would see that whether it's certain clothes I would wear or food, or they would come to know that I was African. So it was like I always kind of wondered why that was, but as I study and learn over time, I grew to find out, and understand it. So that that trigger moment was that after analyzing everything, especially the way I observed that white supremacy works in America, I felt that, we are, no matter what, we are more African than, can ever be American,
Exactly.
Whether you are quote unquote traditional African American, whether you can trace your family back, you are African,
Right.
And so when I felt that growing older, that I was being pushed, that my Africanness was being suppressed or being suppressed, I felt like, I'm gonna define myself, whether no matter who says what, I'm African. So that was that point where it was like that defining moment where it was like, unapologetically, and all of these other elements, whether it's embracing the Black skin, I was able to do it a whole lot more once I had that foundation of knowing who I am. you know, the age-old adage, if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going.
Exactly.
You know? So
exactly. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's a beautiful rite of passage, and it's just so interesting that you said that you was, you know, getting it from both sides, and it's like you had to define for yourself, this is what it is. No matter what anyone says, this is the true meaning of who I am and what I am, and I'm going to define it, and I'm going to take it. And that's what I encourage a lot of more black people need to do that. That's definitely in the spirit of Marcus Garvey. That's definitely in the spirit of Malcolm X, the beloved Malcolm X. Just to, once you latch on to who you are as an African, no one can take that away from you. That is so powerful. And I'm so happy that you did that, because now you have the Stop That Bleaching campaign. And I just want you to talk more about how specifically did the Stop That Bleaching campaign come about, because the words are so powerful. Stop that bleaching. The skin industry is $1 billion industry. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like the whole industry is predicated on the self-esteem of dark-skinned people all over the world due to racism and white supremacy. So how did you start this Stop That Bleaching campaign? What exactly happened?
Thank you for that. Well, again, that song, this particular song, because it started up, the campaign started off as a song. As I said, I'm an artist, and it's actually several years old actually. And that beat, that instrumental, shout out to my sister, my young sister, actually my little sister. She made the beat like 10.
Oh wow!
Really? You know, so I gotta give her, you know, yeah. So that beat actually went through a number of different themes or subject matters. Like I have done another song to it, and then it just never came through. So it was just kind of in the stash for a little bit. And then as I kind of like said, like I need to put together some kind of musical project. I got my album out, Save the World or Stop Trying. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. You know, the beat, I started listening to the beat. And I was like, all right, this beat is a beat that can resonate with the African sound, with the Caribbean sound, and also I think it can penetrate the American market too as well.
Right.
And, so I'm listening, I'm like, stop that bleaching, you know, I get into my artistic element, you know. So once I'm in my element, all the things that I stand for, what I believe, you know, can, you know, some topic or something had come up and I just, okay, this thing gonna rock. So it just came, you know, like stop that bleaching, like chanting. And the whole thing about it, it was like, all right, you know, that's a topic that some people find sensitive, you know.
Right.
And I was looking at it from a standpoint of, all right, how can I make a song that has a message, but people might dance to it, even if they don't agree with the message, the beat just gonna get them stop. They just gonna get into it. So I'm like, stop that bleaching. So I envision like being in a club or being in a party, and then even if you bleaching your skin, you don't want to show everybody that you're bleaching. So you're gonna dance to it. So you just gonna be like, whatever, dance, rock to it, and subliminally. And that's the power of music. You know, so that's how I kind of get into it. And, you know, if you listen to it, I kind of go into like a Liberian English type of, you know, slang. They call it hip hop. So, you know, that's how it came about. And knowing the issue of bleaching, you know, there's a lot of people that bleach, especially on the continent, in the Caribbean. And in America, you know, you have lightning creams and all kinds of things there. So it resonates in the diaspora as well as on the continent, you know. So that's how it kind of came about. And then in terms of turning it into a movement or a campaign itself, I'm a person, like, even my music, I always say it's more than music. So I didn't want to just put out a song and say, okay, let it go out there. I'm like, nah, let's capitalize off of the moment. The moment. Let's make this a movement so that I get an opportunity to do what I'm doing right now. You know, to actually bring some dialogue to it, to kind of control the mass and let people know I'm not here to disrespect anybody or bash anybody who bleaches, because as I admitted earlier, I wasn't always proud of my skin as well. I never bleached, but I know I can literally remember times that I would scrub myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like things that I, you know, yeah, like when I was really young, you know, and I never, you know, and it comes from comments what certain people would make and all of that. I don't, you know, whether it's relative, it's certain things that make you just feel like, all right, maybe I need to be a little bit lighter. So that's where it comes from, that whole bleaching. Some people take it further than others. So this whole thing here is not about bashing people, but it's more so addressing the reasons why we bleach. We want to bleach, the mentality, the psychology, the perception that are out there that makes us want to start bleaching in the first place. You know, I'm hearing a little feedback in the back.
I want to chime in here real quick. I have someone on Facebook that they're anonymous. They don't want me to say their name, but they wanted me to ask you: do you think that bleaching is more prevalent in the United States or in, you know, African countries, the Caribbean, and other areas? Like, where do you think it's more prevalent at, being that you're you know, of an actual continental African background?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, I don't know the exact statistics on it, you know, like, and I want to be very, you know, because sometimes people get sensitive, or this country. There are certain countries that people say that are more known for bleaching than others. But I will say this. I would say that the issue of people being subconscious or being insecure, I would say, about their skin is everywhere. It's in America, it's in the Caribbean, it's on the continent. It even extends in Asia, India. It's all over the place, you know. Right. So you have lightening skin, you got lightening creams here, you have bleaching creams in Africa. It's all over the place. And, you know, you might want to ask the people who profit off of this where the highest profit margins are, you know. Exactly. That's a very good point. Mm-hmm. That's a very good point that you said,
because I'm pretty sure the business of the degradation of black self-esteem, dark-skinned self-esteem, I'm pretty sure that, like you said, the skin bleaching companies who create this, they have the statistics. I'm just envisioning these folks that produce these devilish, evil creams sitting back, just analyzing their target market, looking at the dark people of the world, going, well, you know what, they want to da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's an excellent point that you make, and just thinking in terms of attacking it from an economic standpoint. And that's why the Stop That Bleaching campaign is so important, because it's counter to the $1 billion skin lightening cream in terms of hitting right in their pockets. Because as this Stop That Bleaching campaign spreads, that means that sales of bleaching creams is going to go down. And that is exactly what we need to be doing as African people, taking back our power in an economic way. And as all these things, they fold over into one another. You know, the economics of black degradation and the destruction of our self-esteem. It's just, when we really start to talk about this stuff, it really goes deep. And that's why, like, I so appreciate this campaign that you have. I so appreciate this song. And it's like, not only like you got the campaign and the song, like I said, when I listen to that song, I don't listen to your song at least about 20 times since I found out about it. And it's excellent. I'm not saying that to flatter you. I'm saying it because I actually like it. It's got that Stop That Bleaching. It's got that nice, like you said, club kind of like real Afrocentric hip hop, like all this mixture of this wonderful feel. It's hard to like describe. You gotta like listen to it like you just want to automatically dance. Oh, and by the way, I also want to let everybody know that our brother is going to be performing at Dark Skin Woman's Revenge December 12th in Atlanta at the Play. He's going to be performing there somewhere around at the 7 o'clock show. So y'all want to come out and meet this brother in person and hear this song, y'all got an opportunity, a grand opportunity to do that. So it was like, I just respect the fact that you used your artistry to, you know, put it in sync with your political and spiritual beliefs.
I told you my friend on her Facebook page as an artist that made a Caribbean song called Stop That Bleaching. All the people that's bleaching, like the celebrities.
Who's speaking now? Who's that? Who's this?
I don't know who was that. I don't know if it was a question or...
Okay. Someone was just saying they were telling their friend about it. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely thank you for that, you know, and just on the point of using my artistry to put forth a message, that's kind of the essence of my the foundation of my music career, you know, as it moves forward. I think that there's so much power within the music that we sometimes don't know how impactful our music is. I give you an example. Hip-hop has not only changed America or influenced America, but it's influenced the world, especially our melanated brothers across the world. And I don't think sometimes that, you know, the musicians, the rappers, hip-hoppers here in America realize the impact, the influence, and the power that they have around the world. You see people in Africa, like, let's just say, I'm not here to debate whether you want to use the N-word or not, but in places where nobody knew the history of the N-word or ever knew you used it in lingo, people use it because of hip-hop. People, you know, Tupac is big in Liberia and Africa and Jamaica, all over. That's a worldly perspective right there. And I say that to say that sometimes, well, at least the artists that reach the level or, you know, are promoted by these major record labels, they don't, you know, the messages that are put forth are not really that can elevate us and take us to the next level. I think it's changing a little bit. You know, I give thanks to, you know, people like J. Cole and Kendrick and, you know, a few others, you know, Wale's, you know. There's yeah, hello?
Hello?
Oh, you
can
hear
me?
Oh, yeah.
We can hear you.
Oh,
you can hear
this me? This is me, Rashida. Mecca.
Hi. Hi,
Facebook. Yeah, I was listening. I'm trying to remember which part I want to talk about with when you were talking about the bleaching and stuff like that and where it derived from and where it came from.
Let me just say real quick, you're actually on the line with Brother Putu, the actual person who started the campaign. So thank you for calling in and you're on the line with that brother.
Oh my God, how are you doing? It's nice to. I heard your song. I seen a little video clip that Rashida posted with the Stop That Bleaching. It was like a picture type of thing, like a picture type of video type of thing. I seen Rashida in there and everything.
Yeah.
But, it was hot, and like she said, it's like really good. I like the music. I like the sound. Are you on SoundCloud or anything so I can like, you know, I like the message in that video. I guess after. I guess after I finish my segment on here, I can get the information from where I can, you know, find your music and tell other people to come, you know, find it or whatever. I know Rashida posted it, but is there any links?
Yeah. You can actually download that song on the Stop That Bleaching page. If you go to Facebook and type in Stop That Bleaching, you know, spaces within the word. There's a link there. It's a PayPal link where there's just 99 cents for the if you want to download the song and then you click the link and it can be downloaded. The video, obviously you can watch the video, but there's like talk in the beginning and everything. And then also my specific website is putumusic.com. That's PUTU music.com, and you can get you can listen to the whole album. Matter of fact, and I'm actually in the process of putting forth a Proud to Pay campaign where I'm gonna have for a limited time hard physical copies available of my album called Save the World or Stop Trying. So the Stop That Bleaching track is just one track off of that project, which has a lot of other things that gives them a bigger scope of everything that I do. So I appreciate you for checking out the track, and sharing.
Now also throw in here, Brother Bleaching. Now also throw in here real quick. I just gotta throw this in here. You are on the line with a beautiful melanated sister. Sister Mecca is also an artist herself. So she makes dark skin music. I love it.
Yeah. And I also I wanted to talk about the bleaching because it's a lot of Caribbean people that actually for some reason, because you got to remember these people have been colonized by white people. So everywhere where you see white people living and where they've been colonized by white people, that's where the bleaching is, and it's epidemics all in Africa, all in Jamaica, Trinidad, all Haiti. I don't know about Haiti, but I think Haiti too.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, y'all. This is Dr. Theo from Black Power, Black Pride, and Black Progress, as well as people are bleaching. White people are buying melanin like 40 going north. We're trying to get white, they're trying to get black.
I'm sorry, who is this again?
This is Dr. Theo from Black Power, Black Pride, and Black Progress. That happens to be my page. Who am I?
Oh, thank you, brother, for calling in. Thank you. Go ahead.
Am I speaking to Rashida?
Yeah, this is Rashida. Actually, we got Rashida, Brother Pookie, Mr. Mecca. We all on the line here. We all having a big conversation. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, like I was saying, while black people are busy bleaching, white people are busy buying melanin. They're selling melanin like they're selling skin bleach. It's funny. We're so brainwashed to try to turn white while they want everything we got. While they're trying to give us their appearance, they're trying to get ours. I mean,
that's how they do it. They got to make us hate ours first so they can take it. They have to tell us that it's ugly first so we don't want it. They don't have to take nothing that we want. It's like the black women. They trying to make sure the black men don't want them so that way she can have no chance but to go to the black man. Like they had whatever they hate, that's what they take. They hated big butts, now they want them. They hated big lips, now they got them. Everything that they hate or that they say is ugly, they only want you to hate it first so they can have it because it's the most original. So then that's why black women, they get mad when they see these other races walking around with braids and shit because guess what? They wear weaves. They're wearing straight hair. So now they getting mad because they missing the originality of it and somebody else is appreciating it. You see how that goes? Mm-hmm. They're forcing us. The only reason why we don't like it is because we have to dislike ourselves in order to get a job. In order to be around white people, white people cutting your check. You got to say some self-hating, to tickle his fancy in some type of way to keep you on a job. That's why you see a lot of black people being so ignorant. It's not because they don't know. It's because it just pays the bills. Like, that's what you call shucking and driving. And
they've been really lynched. They have been really lynched and operatively conditioned.
Yeah.
It's definitely there's a whole big psychology behind it, and
everything
that's
is purposely done.
And that's the whole thing about it. With this whole bleaching, Stop That Bleaching campaign, it goes beyond bleaching itself. Because the way I see it is the idea of bleaching is derived from self-hatred. And it just so happens that bleaching is one of the most visible ways that you can see somebody manifesting, self-hatred, but it also, goes into the way that we treat each other, the quote-unquote black-on-black crime or whatever you want to call it. It's just that lack of love for oneself, you know what I mean? Yeah. And the world we grow up in, we just grew up in a world where we just think that black people are not great. Black people are not projected in the best of the ways. So we come up, a lot of people internalize that and don't even think, they can aspire to be something great, So that the whole thing is that Stop That Bleaching is also goes into like, different regions, different realms.
Right. Right. And I just want to say real quickly, I love you all for taking y'all time tonight to listen in. Man, I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all could have been doing anything else, but y'all took the time to call in and to listen in on this, and I so appreciate it. I just want to say also, I'm getting a question from someone in Jamaica. They are typing the question right now. It's I didn't understand it clearly, but it's apparently from a 16-year-old Black girl in Jamaica, and they're asking the question. As soon as it comes through, I'll go ahead and ask it. But yeah, go ahead. Go right ahead.
Well, I'm the one trying to make sure that you come down here to Texas, because down here, these people have been really lynched to the fullest. They're still swinging like strange fruit. It's a shame when I...
Wait, this my brother that's always commenting out in how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
It's awesome. I'm glad to hear from you. I'm trying to get down there. And I'm bringing my brother with me. We're going to stop the bleaching and all this hatred towards dark-skinned people.
And that's what I'm saying. Their brains down here, it will shock you. I'm saying when you see people old and gray and they're living under the impression, you know what I'm saying, they're homeless, whatnot, their checks are cut off, their medication's messed up, and the first thing you say, well, Willie Lynch, this is a direct, you know what I'm saying, it's the operative condition that it's out of the straight letter of Willie Lynch, and the first thing they do is they want to go grab that Bible. Tell me I'm still living in the 60s when they are definitely the victim of an ongoing hatred for black people, and they all got pole bunnies. I didn't say snow bunnies, but some money. I said sour milk, white pole bunnies who have the trailer. And then what happens is when those women decide to go home and be black, guess who gets left in foster care? The light-skinned, soul-type mixed kids that everybody white wants to adopt because they want to be dark-skinned like that too. Meanwhile, like I said, they've stolen everything from, should we say, the peanut butter to the automobile plant. You know what I'm saying? Come on, really? And
well, I got to say, you're right. I want to get this question in here. This is from a 16-year-old in Jamaica. She says, what specifically can this campaign do for black girls? So I'm gonna let you take that one, brother.
You know what this campaign can do for black girls, and I'll give you back the floor. It can teach black women that they are not only, they say the original man, but the original man had to be born from woman. And everything that they say bad about black girls, look at the white girls trying to imitate them all the way to the curl and the hair. Just ask them to do the math.
Right. Okay. Awesome. But people, what's your take on that?
Yeah, just to elaborate on that, is to boost the self-esteem of black girls. You know, when you're growing up in a world where the perception of beauty is always something that is different, something that is opposite who you are. That's what leads a lot of, and I don't want to make it's not just black girls, a lot of men engage in bleaching too, you know what I mean? But the question was in regards to young black girls. But it's to let them know that you are just right with your dark skin. You do not have to go out there and change yourself, and risk potentially, messing up your skin, injuring your skin. If you see some of the pictures or some of the effects of bleaching, it'll make you kind of rethink if you really want to you want to engage in that. So the biggest thing that can do for black girls is boost their self-esteem, which will allow them to open up, unlock their truest potential. Also, a lot of females, a lot of people even want to kill themselves or suicide or think that they are not worthy because of their skin. People don't know how deep it is. So it's saving lives, really.
Absolutely. And I just I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but she's typing and listening right now. She wants us to know that, and she says thank you. So yeah. Absolutely. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's why this is so important, because of the youth. Really and truly, to be honest with you, I'm working for the youth because I worked in public schools and I've seen this stuff firsthand. And for me, it came from the school system, being around, black children who have not been taught self-love because of the backgrounds that they've come from, just living in society. And that, it can like really damage a child's self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like real careful with how you deal with children in terms of this colorism thing, because you can mess them up. Like you just said, it's serious. Some girls are suicidal. You are absolutely right. And that's why I believe that Black people need to take this seriously, and we all need to work together and do our part to continuously fight. And if we all work together and fight, we can eradicate this whole colorism thing and this dark skin hatred, especially amongst ourselves. Because truly, I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about Black people eradicating it among Black people. That's the most important thing to me, to be quite honest with you. So,
well, you know, here's the thing. You're talking about eradicating amongst Black people. I used to be a victim of that and became a victor. I grew up in my teenage years in Washington State. And, you know, saying my mother got to the point where I don't know what happened between her and my father's family and whatnot, but she hated Black men to an extreme. So I went to pretty much all white school, and everybody would come up with jokes like, yeah, niggers are cool. Everybody should own a few. So as I learned to be better and excel. And then as I got older and saw some of the world, I still enjoy playing heavy metal because the more they beat each other up, the more I enjoy playing. The harder I play when they draw blood, I've inflicted back some of the pain. Is how I used to think. But now I'm looking at what's happening to our Black children and whatnot. First, I call it Black power, Black pride, and Black progress, because us older people who are experienced, dark-skinned, Black, African-American, brown descent, we have the power, right, to instill in our youth the pride. So therefore, if we make progress, only then will we have some unity.
Right. Amen. And that's why, like I said, you know, I really thank God for running his Stop That Bleaching campaign, because it's like he was just talking about. This thing is like really deep, like all over the world. Like it's videos. I'm pretty sure some of y'all seen it on YouTube with women. They're describing how to bleach their skin. It's like horrific to actually watch. What do you think about that, Brother Putu? Could you talk about that, please?
What was the question specifically?
You have women on YouTube. You have women on YouTube, and these women, the ones that I have seen, are African women. They're on there describing in detail.
Nicki Minaj, Little Kim.
Lil Kim is another one. Yes, that's she over here in America.
Can you say Nicki Minaj?
Nicki Minaj. There's another one. It's a bunch of them. There are two. There's a whole bunch. There's tutorials on YouTube with women describing how to go about bleaching your skin. What is your take on that, Brother Putu?
Yeah, I've seen there's even artists that are promoting it and like actually endorsing whitening creams and things of that nature. And the way again I see it is that for whatever reason, I mean, we know that this the psychology, when we understand the psychology behind why people start the bleach in the first place, then I understand it from that example. Like for right now, I say stop that bleaching, but there'll be some people who will hear it or hear the message and they will still try to defend and say, hey, I want to do it because of this. They're thinking in their mind, they're thinking they're improving their selves. They're improving their physical attributes. That's in their mind. But what we're trying to do is to reverse that thinking, to let them know that in actuality, you already have a golden physical attribute. You were just fooled into thinking that it was a negative. So I like to attack the mentality, more so than, because people are really defensive and emotional and they think that you're attacking them sometimes. And it's understandable sometimes we're not able to differentiate that. So I like to go straight to the psychology behind it. And once people start understanding that and realizing it, then they're like, oh, and then they'll grow out of that. So I'm definitely aware and hip, and I've seen a lot of that.
See, there's a book that y'all should read. It's a professor at the University of Tallahassee, and Rashida, you're down there in Florida, so you're probably familiar with Dr. Naeem Akbar. And his very first book, they call him the father of black psychology. His very first book is called Know Thyself. I think that every black person, every black teen should read that book, and every black experienced professional should read on up to black psychology. However, the Department and Union of Psychologists and Psychiatrists are trying to ban this book, you know what I'm saying, and they don't want that. They feel that he is stepping outside the boundaries. Now, as you were saying, like they have bleaching factories, they have tanning salons, and the thing is, we have to show, like you said, Motu, you said we have a gold mine, but we've been tricked into not wanting. Just like people donate blood, if they could figure out a way to extract melanin, they'd have melanin donation centers all over the country, you know, all over the world for that matter. You know that black people, we make up 3/4 of the world's population. Am I correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
And another good writer to look up is Frantz Fanon, Black Skin, White Mask, you know, which kind of goes in, you know, as a psychologist from a psychological perspective, how we as black people start to see themselves and shape themselves in the first few years. Well, you know, whether it's through TV or through the media, we start to develop our perceptions of ranking what is powerful and what looks good. And within the first few years, 4 or 5 years, we already have this paradigm in our mind where black people are at the bottom, you know what I mean, for many people. So that disadvantage there lingers. It affects, you know, people in different ways. Some people are able to overcome it or just, penetrate, you know, and pass through. Others don't, you know, but, you know, it's really interesting, you know, like the brother said, that there's a whole psychology behind this. And, you know, these institutions, these businesses that go out and make these creams, they all use the information, the studies, and, you know, to study behavior and study how to manipulate minds to make sure that their product is going to be sold, and, you know, they can make a great profit off of it. So there's a lot that we are up against in this, but we are in the age of the digital age and the internet and music, where we have the ability, we have the power to kind of counter that attack.
And you make sense, and this is the point I wanted to make. And Rashida, I hope you're here listening to me clearly. You still there?
Oh yes, I'm listening. Listening to everyone. Go right ahead.
It's time. It's just like they use our own stuff on us. You know, Willie Lynch wrote a letter, so like it takes a whole village to raise a child. But right now, the village is the child, so that means there needs to be a group of primary parents. And the reason I closed my group Sunday and lied, I said I was closing it Monday, because I've only picked the most brilliant. It's time for us to compose a Willie Lynch type letter. Black power, black skin. We'll figure out a name, but I picked the 81 best. And you know, if you realize in the group, people range from Africa to Zimbabwe, from Australia to the Caribbean to Jamaica. You want to talk about Somalia? Sure. You know what I'm saying? But I picked the most brilliant. And it's time for us to reverse that Willie Lynch letter. There's a thing called operant conditioning. When a person's been operant conditioned, they're a product of a manufactured environment that was set up to generate certain precise results. And they have done a hell of a good job with the Ku Klux Klan American cops, being as if you ever watched the movie Animal Farm, that's a prime example. Done with animals, you know what I'm saying? So now it's time to reverse that, and that's the only way, as us, the best of the best, we compose our own letter, our own book, you know what I'm saying, and put this out into our communities. Let's Willie Lynch them. Let's cut down the nooses, and it's going to take the best of the best. We're going to have to actually create, or we're never going to get anywhere.
Absolutely, we're getting somewhere. I wouldn't shoot myself in the foot and say we're not getting anywhere, just overall speaking. I mean, you can sit here and say that, but we are getting somewhere, and we're not going to build the whole heaven and skies in one day. But we are progressing.
May I ask who's talking right now?
My name is Donnell Andrew B.
Hi, Donnell. How you doing? I just like to speak to everybody because I'm so happy to talk to y'all and have us all on the line building together. This is so important. We got our brother on the line. Let's remember we got to stop the Bleaching campaign. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead, Donnell.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I'm finished. I'm listening.
I'm so happy you called in. This is so important because this is really what I want to see is all our brothers and sisters coming together and creating the solution to our own problem. This is what it's always. It's not the white people. They created the problem, yes, but they damn sure can't solve it. It's about us coming together and solving it. And I just think that this is just oh my God. It's so beautiful, and I'm never going to make a change.
We all know the problems. We all know the problems. Now let's rough draft the solution, and that's why I close out the group. This is not a game. And if it was a game, then call us Parker Brothers Sr., and our middle name should be Milton E. to educate them Bradley, because they've kept us in jeopardy for a long time, and therefore they have our village conquered, divided, and all scrabbled up, and put us in a fucked up game of life. So while they're trying to fly as kings, and they've been double jumping us for a long time, let's tell them that no longer is the price is right. So we better come on down and get on down and put together some instructions, some guidelines, some rules, how we re-raise a young village. And
amen.
Like you said, brother, we got to start somewhere, and this is the rough draft. Anybody with me on this one?
Right. That's why I'm so excited about this Stop That Bleaching campaign, because the thing is, we know that our brothers and sisters like music. We know that we like entertainment. And so the beautiful thing about this is the message is coming across in an entertaining way to reach everybody in our community. Go ahead.
And they've been using television, because I am so tired of lies being told to my vision, including the rest of them. I don't even bother watching TV. If it's not Snap to watch them kill each other, some news, some educational, historical, or legal, because in my field, I do not have more time to lose more time watching television really lynch our youth. I mean, come on, look. They're running around there saying everybody, look, like you said, the entertainment's went out. And this tattoo facial thing is definitely discrimination. Not only do they lighten themselves up, then they put a damn tattoo on their face. And they got television telling these kids, paying a few clowns, because our media, like you said, Rashida, has a heavy-duty impact, and they're using our media idols and icons and musicians and ball players as puppets to ensure our destruction.
Exactly.
Michael Jordan.
Right. And that's why, the utilization of the internet is very important, because it allows us to connect and build and to create our own forms of propaganda, like the Stop That Bleaching campaign. So that's Brother Putu, can you tell the people again where they can go and watch the video and download the single, and if they just want to get in contact with you, how can they do that?
Surely. Again, you're on Facebook. You log on to Facebook. Type in the words "Stop That Bleaching." It should come up. You'll see the red, black, and green. If the logo has red, black, and green. And once you go there, you have the opportunity to view the video of the pictorial video. There are going to be some other visuals that are going to be coming in the coming weeks and months as the movement grows. We got some kids, some youth in Africa that are going to be dancing to the song out in the streets, spreading the word, Stop That Bleaching, and we're going to try to get that going viral and just kind of generate the conversation. So go to Stop That Bleaching on Facebook, and then also there's a link there for you to actually download the song where you won't have any other vocals, like video vocals or anything like that. You can download the MP3 for 99 cents right there on Facebook. The link will be there. And to see more of the music or hear more of my music, you visit putumusic.com. That's www.putumusic.com. This song is a single off my album called Save the World.
Could you say after the 2, what's the next letters?
Putu Music, PUTUMUSIC.com, PutuMusic.com. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to be having a Proud to Pay campaign for people to contribute and get an exclusive physical copy of the album, and the proceeds are going to help a lot of the humanitarian projects that got going on in Liberia, West Africa. We were instrumental in bringing the Ebola crisis to a halt by generating the real truth. That's another story. That's another topic.
Yeah.
It's all interrelated. I love it. It's all interrelated. For me, this is about the empowerment of the dark people of the world. All over the world, we are going to be empowered. It is time for us to take back our power. Dark-skinned people have been the most oppressed. I don't care what nobody say. Dark-skinned people have been the most oppressed people on the planet. And it is high time that we have people like you and everybody that's on this phone, and I thank y'all again because I know y'all in solidarity, come together and say we're not going to take this no more. And that's why I love this campaign, because it's going to help and uplift the dark-skinned people of the world, some of the ones that's silent and who can't speak out, you know what I'm saying? It's going to help uplift them. Some of those that's being abused and called. I was just reading a story today about how this one person, how she was called darky and abused, little girl, just talked about. It's really bad. This stuff it's been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. And we are gaining ground, and we're going to stop this foolishness. Shout out to Taz, I love you. You know who you are. I love you. The Stop the Bleaching campaign is for people like her. Little girls like her, little boys like her. That's why I love this so much. And that's why I love y'all for supporting and coming together. Because if we all work together, it can. I know it's happening already. It's just going to get bigger. So I'm loving it.
That's the thing. And here's where I'm putting both of y'all. With you with the Stop Bleaching campaign, he says stop bleaching and telling them my melanin is beyond y'all. That's why you're taking it. But you know what I'm saying? But you have a valid point to make and D really lynching us. You miss out revenge of a dark-skinned woman. You have a lot of issues in there and why our children's self-esteem are low. And so we can see each of y'all are talking about a problem. And each one of the problems that you guys are working, that are addressing, y'all also have some solutions or means in the beginning of the solution, and these need to all be put together. Yours, mine, a few other people, Black Panthers, Black Think Tank. We all need to come together. We need to prepare this manuscript. So I hope y'all got your pen and your papers.
Oh, I'm ready. I love working with my people. There's nothing more than I love than my Black people. Nobody can ever. That's just what it is. Like that's it. In fact, is there anyone else that? I'm sorry, this is a bit disjointed and disorganized, but that's okay. The message is the most important thing. I see that there's a lot of people here on the call. Please feel free to chime in. If you have you want to talk to Brother Putu about the Stop the Bleach, you got any questions, please feel free to chime in. We got time. We're going to end at 9 o'clock, so we got a few more minutes where we can discuss some issues here. So please feel free to chime in.
Hello?
Go ahead, sister.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, Rashida, it's Carla. How y'all doing?
Hi, Carla. How you doing? I'm glad you called in.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just amazed. Like, you don't understand, Rashida. Like, you know that you're the first person to do this, but it's seriously going to make a big impact on everything. It's worldwide. Like, your whole movement is worldwide, and you're going to have people out there who are embracing their melanin and just loving it, and just kudos to you. And I don't really have much to say on the topic. Just, keep doing your thing. You're amazing. And everyone.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted just to say, I was telling Brother Putu, the founder of the Stop That Bleaching campaign, about you and your work with the Dark Skinned Women United. And I just want to say this is a light-skinned sister, Brother Putu, that is in solidarity. People try to divide and conquer us, but this sister understands clearly what we need to do, and she's working tirelessly. We all on the same page. So I'm definitely glad you called in tonight too, so because I wanted you and Brother Butu to talk and to get together because he has this phenomenal Stop That Bleaching campaign, and I'm just like in awe of it because it's just all in the same. We all in the same butt cheer. We're working together here, and I'm just loving it.
And to that.
All right, y'all. Rashida, I'm about to get out the phone. I'm at work at the group home with these kids. With the guys. I have 8 guys I look after, 10 to 15 years old. I just wanted to listen in a little bit. Sound like you guys have
I'm doing right now,
following going on, and I support it. Just keep me in the loop, and you guys have a great evening, great Friday evening. I want to show love to everybody, not just Rashida. Everybody that's in support.
All right, appreciate you.
Appreciate it, and I wanted to respond to Sis Carla and thank her for sending the positive vibes, and I look forward to speaking with you on everything that you got going on, and I just wanted to make a point, and that's why in the song I said if you white skin that's not hating, if you light skin that's not hating, just black skin educating, and that's all we doing. That's all we're doing. It's no hate. We have to acknowledge the fact that dark-skinned people have been kind of at the bottom of the barrel. In general, we know black people have been going through it. So obviously, by default, those who bear the darkest skin tones are going to get the strongest repercussions of that suppression. So all I'm doing here is trying to empower that, quote unquote, bottom of the barrel to know that, it's all right. Be proud of your melanin. Be proud of your black skin. If you listen to some of the little lyrics in there, it's just certain little lines. I'm not causing any trouble. I'm just talking about that melanin power right there,
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's about.
Right, and real quick, just in the interest, I just wanted you to tell the people one more time how they can get in contact with you and how they can help the campaign to spread the Stop That Bleaching campaign.
Sure. Go on to type Stop That Bleaching. All 3 words, 3 different words. Stop That Bleaching. You're going to see the red, black, and green. We represent the UNIA, Marcus Garvey. And watch the video, spread the video, and also please download and encourage others to download it. You can download the link. It's a PayPal link. Make sure that when you do the transaction, you go back to the PayPal and download the link. It's available on Dropbox. And if you want to hear more of my music, you can look me up on Facebook too. It goes Purugata Phenom. You can go to my website, Putu Music, which is PUTUMUSIC.com. Save the World or Stop Trying is the name of the album, but Stop That Bleaching is the movement right now. And I like to thank you, Rashida, for everything that you're doing, for the cause that you're doing, bringing me on the platform. You got your play going on where we're going to be doing our thing on the 12th in Atlanta. You're going to be doing your play. Mm-hmm. The people.
Well, you know what? I like to think I have to keep thanking y'all because I just think that without the people, you gotta have the support of the people, and I just want to thank every single person that took their time to call in and listen in tonight. Man, I love y'all, and I appreciate you, the brother Darnell. He at work. Thank you. Shout out to you. I know you got off the phone, but I'm shouting you out anyway. Just everybody. Man, I'm sorry if I don't say your name, but I love all of y'all. I really appreciate y'all because we can't. It takes all of us. It takes all of us. We are all activists as far as I'm concerned. And I thank the Brother Putu for the Stop That Bleaching. I just can't say enough because I'm happy because I feel like dark-skinned people worldwide are finally getting their just due. It hasn't been fair for so long. People don't understand the extent of this. It hasn't been fair. I've seen it with my own eyes. I experienced it.
It's too funny because you actually you thought nobody out there thought like you. Surprise, huh?
Yeah, I just want fairness. It's a question of fairness and righteousness. And I believe that every human being has a right to be, and don't try to suppress the dark people of the world. The people of Africa, you go and you look at the people of Africa. Why is it that they're the people that are the most in poverty with the most AIDS? You look, that's not fair. That's a bunch of bullshit. And I'm so happy that we finally get our justice.
Starving to death. You don't see not one country, not one European, Caucasian country where people starving to death like you do all over mid-Africa and Ethiopia or Haiti.
Exactly. You look around in these ghettos, even in the prison system in America, everywhere you look, I'm telling you, people can deny all they want. The dark people of the world are the most oppressed, but we are changing it. So I want to thank every last one of y'all. I want to thank my brother Tutu. I want to thank the Stop That Bleaching campaign. I mean, that's it. Anybody else got anything else to say?
Let's thank all the people who are listening on their phone. Get enough. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Give thanks to all the people listening on their phone who didn't call in or listen if there's a replay. Everybody, we give thanks. I want to shout out also Mari Michelle and Afrique and Suave Richardson. They also helped do the photo shoot for Stop That Bleaching. We're going to have some more photo shoots and visuals, so y'all look out for that. Y'all stay in tune. Thanks again, Rashida.
Oh, thank you. And by the way, everybody, we're gonna put the recording up as always. So if you could go back and listen to it or whatever later on. So thank y'all. And y'all have a wonderful, awesome night. Thank you. This has been awesome. Thank you. All right.
Thank God I'll inbox you in a little while.
What was that?
I said I will inbox you in a little while on this hookup that I'm trying to deal with here in Texas on the venue for you. So I am expecting them to roll in here any minute.
Good, my brother. Thank you. I'll be looking out for that inbox. Thank you. Yes, y'all have an awesome night.
You do the same. Keep up the good work.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good.